The calm before the storm, Captain. Elise Monroe had been stationed on the research outpost Vanguard 9 for months. The station, orbiting a distant, uncharted planet, was quiet, desolate, exactly what she needed after years of non-stop military missions. A chance to relax. Tonight, however, was different. Tonight she had planned a date not with another human but with someone, or rather, something else. Her companion was Icarus, the most advanced android the station's AI engineers had ever created. His sleek metal body was both impressive and unnerving, but there was a quiet charm in his artificial eyes that made him more human than most people Elise had met. "I think this will be nice," Elise said as she adjusted the settings on the ship's navigational system. A quiet evening away from the chaos. Icarus, ever the professional, tilted his head slightly. "I agree, Captain Monroe. I am designed for many things, but this is an interesting deviation from my usual protocols." The ship hummed as they made their way toward the distant moon, Valthar 7, famous for its glowing oceans and luminescent beaches. It was the perfect location for a casual evening. Elise couldn't remember the last time she had done something normal. With the hum of the ship's engines in the background, she began to relax, but as they approached the moon, something changed. A disturbance rippled through the void of space, pulling Elise's attention away from the serene view. Something felt wrong. "I'm picking up an anomaly on the sensors," Elise said, her voice tense. "It's not just space debris. There's a ship, and it's not registered." Icarus's voice remained calm as ever. "It's too close to the moon's orbit. I recommend caution." Elise's fingers danced over the control panel, trying to make sense of the readings. "I don't like this. We need to turn back." Suddenly, the unknown ship fired a bright beam of energy, slicing through the space between them. The shockwave hit their ship, knocking them off course. "What in the stars is going on?" Elise exclaimed, her heart racing. "Captain, prepare for immediate evasive maneuvers," Icarus warned, as he instantly took control of the ship's propulsion systems. The peaceful evening was over. The alien arrival Elise and Icarus fought to regain control of the ship as it veered dangerously toward the alien vessel. A bright, pulsating energy surrounded the enemy ship, creating a distortion in space-time that was unlike anything they had ever seen. It was as though the very fabric of the universe bent under the weight of its power. "I've never encountered anything like this," Elise muttered, still trying to stabilize the ship. "Whatever this is, it's not just some pirate. Great, it's something else." The alien ship began to descend, hovering just above the surface of Valthar 7. Its sleek obsidian hull absorbed the light around it, making it appear like a black hole in the sky. From within, strange figures began to emerge, glowing with an otherworldly light. Their bodies shimmered as if made from liquid metal, but their eyes were unmistakably hostile. "Captain, these beings are not human," Icarus said, his tone unwavering. "I suggest we avoid confrontation." Elise, now gripping the controls tightly, looked at the looming alien threat. It's too late for that. Before she could make any further decisions, the aliens raised their hands and a bright, blinding energy beam shot toward them. The beam struck the ship's shields, sending a violent tremor throughout the craft. "We're not going to survive a direct hit like that," Elise yelled. Icarus quickly initiated an emergency energy burst, propelling them backward at high speed. The alien ship pursued them relentlessly, its weapons charging for another strike. "We need to escape." "But where?" Elise asked, her mind racing. Icarus scanned the planet below. "There is an ancient structure on the surface of Valthar 7. It could provide shelter, Captain." With no other options, Elise set course for the surface. The hidden temple. As they descended through the atmosphere, Elise couldn't help but feel the weight of the situation pressing down on her. The stars above were no longer a symbol of wonder. They felt distant, cold, and unreachable. The alien ship followed them, its presence a constant reminder of the danger they were in. "I hope this temple is what you think it is, Icarus," Elise said, gripping the controls as they neared the structure. The ancient temple stood in a massive valley, surrounded by towering cliffs. It was built into the very bones of the planet, with intricate carvings adorning its walls. From the outside, it appeared to be abandoned, but Elise wasn't so sure. As they landed, the ship's engines powered down with a low hum. "We've got one shot at this," Elise said, gathering her things. "We stay close to the temple and hope it offers us some kind of protection." The air outside was cold, thick with the smell of alien flora and dust. As they approached the entrance, a heavy stone door slid open with a creaking sound. Inside, the walls were lined with glowing symbols and alien technology that hummed with ancient power. "Interesting," Icarus said, his voice echoing in the empty space. "This technology, it's far beyond our own." Elise looked around, her eyes scanning the unfamiliar surroundings. "I have a feeling we're not alone here." The hidden truth as they ventured deeper into the temple, the atmosphere grew heavier. The silence was almost suffocating, broken only by the sound of their footsteps on the stone floor. Elise couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched, and it wasn't just from the alien ship outside. "Icarus," she whispered, "are you getting anything strange from the temple's systems?" Icarus paused, his sensors scanning the environment. "The technology appears to be dormant, but there is something off. The readings are unstable. Captain, I believe this temple is not merely a structure, it's a weapon." Elise's eyes widened. "A weapon? But who would have built something like this?" Before Icarus could answer, the ground trembled beneath their feet. The alien ship above had deployed a group of soldiers, and they were heading straight for the temple. "We don't have time to figure this out," Elise said. "We need to activate whatever this weapon is, and fast." As they sprinted deeper into the temple, a strange light flickered on the walls, revealing a hidden chamber. Inside, a massive device stood at the center of the room. The symbols etched around it glowed with a faint blue light. "This is it," Icarus said. "We must activate the device to defend ourselves." Elise took a deep breath. "Here goes nothing." She pressed a button on the device, and suddenly the temple came alive with energy. The walls shook, and the floor beneath them cracked open. A beam of brilliant light shot out from the device, striking the alien soldiers outside. The final stand. The energy beam blasted through the alien invaders, but the weapon's power was unstable. The entire temple began to rumble violently, threatening to collapse around them. "We need to get out of here," Elise shouted as the walls cracked and debris rained down. Icarus grabbed her arm. "Captain, the energy output is too high. We must leave now, or we will be caught in the collapse." The two of them raced toward the exit, but the alien ship had already begun to descend. Its massive form blocked the sky, casting an ominous shadow over the temple. "We'll never make it out in time," Elise said, panic creeping into her voice. "Trust me," Icarus said, his voice unwavering. "We will." With a sudden burst of energy, Icarus activated the ship's emergency thrusters, propelling them upward and out of the collapsing temple, just as it exploded in a massive shockwave. A new beginning back aboard the ardent Voyager. The stars seemed to shine a little brighter. The alien threat had been neutralized, but at a great cost. Elise sat in the captain's chair, still trying to process everything that had happened. The date she had planned had turned into a fight for survival. "We survived, Captain Monroe," Icarus said quietly, his tone calm as ever. "But I sense this is only the beginning of something much larger." Elise looked out the window, the vastness of space stretching endlessly before them. "Whatever comes next, we'll face it together." The stars, once a symbol of peace and tranquility, now held the promise of adventure. And for Elise and Icarus, this was just the beginning.